The progress report on the implementation of the PAG project. Regional heads of state have called for an immediate ceasefire by all parties in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. At least 13 people have been killed by wildfires raging through parts of Chile. Good morning. You're tuned into Golfe TV Africa. Welcome to this news edition. Here's the news in details. On Thursday, the 2nd of February 2023, in Itunu, Benin Republic, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Water and Mines spoke at the workshop on the progress report on the implementation of the PAG project in the Ministry of Water, Mines and Hydrocarbon sector. Here's more information on the following report.
It is with words of welcome and best wishes from the Secretary General of the Ministry of Water and Mines that the workshop on the progress report on the implementation of the PAG project in the Ministry of Water, Mines and Hydrocarbon sector that it was declared open. This occurred on Thursday, the 2nd of February 2023 in Cotonou, Benin Republic.
Permettez-moi, Monsieur le Ministre, de prendre la parole au nom de tout le personnel du ministère de l'eau et des Mines pour sacrifier à la tradition. Monsieur le Ministre,
please permit me, Honorable Minister, to speak on behalf of all the personnel of the Ministry of Mines and Water. Honorable Minister, Ministry of Mines and Water and personnel, I wish you and your family peace, health and good luck. I pray that only good things will come your way and all those close to you throughout the year 2023. We also want to congratulate you for your brilliant election. Despite the hard times experienced during the electoral campaign, we observe that you continue to handle all the ministry files, no matter how pressing and urgent the files were, you were able to deliver on time. The workshop chaired by the Minister of Water and Mines was followed by the launch of the 2023 budget of the Ministry of Water and Mines.
Et pour reprendre les propos du chef de l'État à l'occasion des vœux nouvel an au peuple béninois le 31 décembre dernier, il cite « Gouvernement de son Excellence ».
For me, it is a pleasure to preside over this ceremony, and I will want to pass across the message of the head of state, which he wished us on December the 31st, 2022, and I hope individually and collectively your expectations for the year 2023 will be met. The government of President Patrice Talon assigned a certain number of clear missions. A large number of these missions impact directly in the day-to-day lives of the citizens. That is why it is necessary to pinpoint the challenges faced and also to identify the general work before us before we continue in order to achieve the set objectives, because 2023 is a year filled with a whole lot of new projects, and we also need to give feasibility to all the actors and make sure the programs are implemented. We therefore need to improve on our methods. We need to move fast in order to attain and fulfill all our objectives from the year 2022 to the year 2025. At the end of the event, the minister handed over mission letters to the various personnel heading the piloting of the water and mining program implementation.
Still on the African scene, regional heads of state have called for an immediate ceasefire by all parties in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, tensions there have grown amid talk of war as Congo and neighboring Rwanda trade allegations of backing armed rebels. Here's more details on the following reports.
Regional heads of state have called for an immediate ceasefire by all parties in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Tensions there have grown amid talk of war as Congo and neighboring Rwanda trade allegations of backing armed rebels. The ceasefire call was issued in a communique at the end of the...
There must be immediate ceasefire by all political parties. 2, the withdrawal including all foreign armed groups, and directed the Chief of Defense Forces of all the partner states of the East African Community to meet urgently within the next 1 week and set new timelines for the withdrawal and document appropriate deployment matrix in different parts of Eastern DRC.
African Community, the EAC summit in Burundi. Secretary General of the EAC, Peter Mathuki, said there must be immediate ceasefire by all political parties. The calls follow international concern.
Next, the heads of state called upon all parties to respect and implement all the summit decisions and agreed upon themselves that any again violations should be reported immediately, and the summit now will take charge of this process.
The two countries could slide into all-out conflict as they did in the late 1990s and the early 2000s. Last month, Rwanda fired on a Congolese military aircraft it alleged violated its airspace. Congo for months has accused Rwanda of supporting the M23 armed group, whose origins lie in the region's ethnic fighting, and powerful voices in the West have openly agreed. Rwanda denies backing the M23, which is one of dozens operating in mineral-rich eastern Congo, and accuses Congo of backing another rebel group.
Moving on to the international scene, at least 13 people have been killed by wildfires raging through parts of Chile. Now, dozens of blazes sparked by summer heat wave have destroyed homes and consumed thousands of hectares of forest. Here's more reports.
Heading towards the heart of a blaze, trying to contain deadly wildfires. It's dangerous and almost non-stop work.
We've been working since noon yesterday. Combined with weather conditions, high temperatures and a lot of wind, they cause great destruction, both to vegetation and, unfortunately, structures.
A scorching heat wave is making their job harder, along with the fact that Chile is suffering from 13 years of drought. The flames have engulfed hundreds of homes and huge areas of farmland and forest in the worst affected areas.
It's terrible. Our home is the product of years of hard work by my brother. For the fire to reach here and destroy everything? No. We haven't seen anything like this since 2017. My neighbor's house is on fire. The neighbors are salvaging their belongings little by little. Help is coming, but it doesn't seem to be enough.
Chile's President Gabriel Boric promises more help is on the way.
I have instructed those in charge of national defense, the armed forces and police, to deploy throughout the territory to provide security. The state is present, fighting the fires, providing security, taking care of the victims, and doing everything that is necessary.
With the current heat wave showing no signs of cooling off soon, firefighters will need all the help they can get to put out the blazes.
On his final day in South Sudan, Pope Francis made another appeal for peace in the country as he celebrated Mass on Sunday in front of a congregation of thousands. Here's more details on the following reports.
On his final day in South Sudan, Pope Francis made another appeal for peace in the country. As he celebrated Mass on Sunday in front of a congregation of thousands, Francis begged South Sudanese people to lay down their weapons and forgive one another. In an address, he said,
Even if our hearts bleed for the wrongs we've suffered, brothers and sisters, he says, let us refuse once and for all to repay evil with evil, and we will grow healthy within. Let us accept one another and love one another with sincerity and generosity as God loves us. Let us cherish the good that we are and not allow ourselves to be corrupted by evil.
The pontiff urged people in South Sudan, the world's youngest country, to lay down their weapons and forgive one another.
The nation continues to be affected by the civil war.
This country, so beautiful yet ravaged by violence, he says, needs the light that each one of you has, or better, the light that each one of you is. Dear brothers and sisters, I pray that you will be salt that spreads, dissolves and seasons South Sudan with the fraternal taste of the gospel.
Which led to its independence in 2011. President Salva Kiir, his longtime rival, Riek Machar, and other opposition groups signed the peace agreement in 2018, but the deal's provisions, including the formation of a national unified army, remain largely unimplemented, and fighting has continued to flare. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, and the moderator of the Church of Scotland, the retired Reverend Leanne Greenshields, who joined Pope Francis in South Sudan and accompanied him on the flight back to Rome.
Moving on to Nigeria, as the rest of the world marks 2023 World Cancer Day celebration in Abuja, Nigeria, a group held an annual 5-kilometer walk awareness campaign. Now, since 2015, Pink Blue has been hosting this project, an initiative led by the Union for International Cancer Control. Here's more details on the following reports.
As the rest of the world marks 2023 World Cancer Day celebration in Abuja, Nigeria, a group held an annual 5-kilometer walk awareness campaign. Since 2015, Pink Blue has been hosting this project, an initiative led by the Union for International Cancer Control. With this year's theme, Closing the Care Gap, the group appeals for more medical personnel in the health sector, adding that Nigeria bears a whole burden of cancer.
Really committed to this theme of the year, Closing the Care Gap. And we are asking all stakeholders in health, the Federal Ministry of Health, the NMA, all people concerned in health to do a lot more for the cancer patient.
Every year alone, we have 1.1 million cases across Africa. Increasingly, we have over 700,000 deaths in Africa. And so we felt that it was important to partner with Project Pink Blue to support the cause to ensure that there's awareness raising.
Some cancer survivors at the event encouraged other patients to be hopeful and abide by medical prescriptions, adding that the disease can be managed successfully.
I survived cancer for the past 5 years, and I feel that I need to show the world that we can conquer cancer no matter what it is.
When I was diagnosed, I was so afraid. I couldn't even mingle with people. I was so isolated. But when I saw people that have survived, the groups, people that work against cancer, I was relieved a bit.
Nigeria is one of the countries in the world with the highest cancer mortality rate, with approximately 4 out of 5 cases resulting in death. The group says awareness like this is a wake-up call for victims to take precautions in the diseases. World Cancer Day was made official at the first World Summit Against Cancer in 2000. The event took place in Paris and was attended by members of cancer organizations and prominent government leaders from around the world.
On the local scene, the network of elected women councillors of Benin presented its best wishes for the new year to the president of the National Association of Benin Communes, who is also the mayor of Cotonou. More information in the following reports.
The network of elected women councillors of Benin presented its best wishes for the new year to the president of the ANCB, the National Association of Benin Communes, who is also the mayor of Cotonou. The mayor of Cotonou followed the traditional protocol of wishing everyone a fruitful new year and used the opportunity to make a brief overview on the challenges to be taken up by the institution during the course of the year 2023.
Cette cérémonie est une précieuse occasion offerte aux membres du REFEC d'exprimer une fois encore leur sincère reconnaissance à l'endroit de l'ANCB pour son soutien constant à notre réseau.
This ceremony is a special occasion, and REFEC members want to use it as an opportunity to express their sincere gratitude to the ANCB for their constant support to our network. The president, like an adage says, once there is still something to do, nothing has been done. The elected women beseech you to sustain the effort you are putting in and not reduce your effort in supporting us. Our wish is to continually be at the beneficial side of the activities that add value to us. Your support helps us, and with your support, we are able to reinforce our institutional visibility. We need the help of the government for subventions. We have been receiving support from the government since 2022, and the support has really been beneficial. This support enables us to be well equipped and survive in hard conditions that we encounter regularly. It also permits us to put in place an implementation strategy and implement strategic actions in various communes. It was a moment of recognition and commitment of Mayor Luke Atropo, who promises to make 2023 better than the past year for the elected female councillors of Benin Republic. Another highlight of the ceremony was the presentation of a symbolic gift to the president of the AMTB, a work of art that represents for the women the mayor's unceasing commitment to the network of elected women councillors in Benin Republic.
In Cairo, Egypt, the 54th annual Cairo International Book Fair is taking place against the backdrop of a deep economic crisis. Egypt's currency, the pound, halved in value and prices skyrocket in the past year, with inflation hitting 21.9% in December. Egypt's publishing industry, historically a key exporter of Arabic literature, has already shown signs of trouble. Here's more details.
The fourth annual Cairo International Book Fair is taking place against the backdrop of a deep economic crisis in Egypt. Egypt's currency, the pound, halved in value and prices skyrocketed in the past year, with inflation hitting 21.9% in December. The situation in Egypt, the rising dollar exchange rate, and the import crisis have led to a major increase in the publishing cost, including papers, inks, etc. Since all the materials are imported, books are now quite expensive for everyone. In addition, they are considered as an entertainment product. Egypt's publishing industry, historically a key exporter of Arabic literature, has already shown signs of trouble. As the pound plummeted, the price of basic paper stock quadrupled, forcing publishers to decrease commissions and print fewer books per edition. Organizers say the Arab world's largest book fair lured more than 500,000 visitors on its opening weekend, but with publishing houses already struggling to cover the rising cost of printing, many fear this won't translate into sales.
The situation in Egypt, the rising dollar exchange rate and the import crisis have led to a major increase in the publishing cost, including paper, ink, etc., since all the materials are imported. Therefore, books are now quite expensive for everyone. In addition, they are considered as an entertainment product. As some publishing houses adapt to survive and offer discounts to attract clients, others collapsed altogether. Some publishers have decided to withdraw from the market because books are a luxury product. They'll inevitably be less of a priority when people need to budget for the basics. Many of the exhibiting publishers offer discounts. For example, if you buy 5 or 10 books, you get big discounts. Of course, only a few people can afford buying 10 books. So usually, friends decide to buy books from the same place to get them discounted.
To sensitize readers, Egypt's Publishers Association have encouraged sellers to give readers the option of buying books in installments through popular buy now, pay later services. Publishing houses also banked on different strategies. If the price of new books increased by up to double, in a corner of the fair, vendors from Cairo's iconic Asbakia second-hand book market appear unfazed by the economic downturn, with most volumes going for under £20 or about less than $1. Buying used books or pirated print from Asbakia has become a necessity for some people.
To end this news edition, here's a recap of our top stories. On Thursday, the 2nd of February 2023, in Itunu, Benin Republic, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Water and Mines spoke at the workshop on the progress report on the implementation of the PLG project. Regional heads of state have called for an immediate ceasefire by all parties in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. At least 13 people have been killed by wildfires raging through parts of Chile. Here we conclude today's news edition. Coming to you live and direct from Golfe TV Africa, I am Itunu. Enjoy the rest of your day.